are having an amazing evening and that you're having a wonderful night, great week. Happy Hump Day. We're going to be talking tonight about a wonderful topic, which is how you're missing out on getting clients, why you're not getting the sale. And we're going to start off by asking you, if you're on the live, give me a hashtag live. If you're on the replay, give me a hashtag replay. I am Haley Gray. I am the group owner here in the Women's Entrepreneur Network, and I am a marketing strategist. I'm also a small business owner. I founded the Women's Entrepreneur Network 5 years ago. I own a small boutique digital marketing agency called Fiercely Marketing. We do websites, social media, ads, SEO, content creation, funnels, all of the digital marketing stuff, because it all has to work together. Tonight, we're going to start off with a card pull for fun. These are my Super Attractor card deck, and we're just going to pull one of these for a little bit of inspiration. And then we're going to be talking about how you're missing out on getting clients, aka why you're not getting the sale. And I'm going to give you guys a hint. These are all the things that I have done. I've probably done more than these because I'm just a little bit hard-headed. So I like to make things extra hard on myself. And if you've ever done that, know that you're in very good company, because I like to do the same thing. So here we go. Here is the first card, and this is from the Super Attractor deck. When I'm tuned into the energy of abundance, I become abundant. And that is our inspiration card for tonight's live. So, you know, one of the things that I run into a lot in the online world and in the offline world is people who struggle with getting enough clients. And getting enough clients can be a real pain in the butt, especially in the beginning. When we're first starting our businesses, those first few clients are really tough. Now, one of the things I'm going to tell you is, honestly, if I see a digital marketer that's a few years in who's struggling with getting clients, I know that there's something in their process that's broken down, and it probably boils down to some of these things too. So I know for a lot of our businesses, at least in the beginning, it's really tough. And then maybe we've hit autopilot. Maybe things haven't gone well after a couple of years. Maybe we're a little further down the road, not meeting our goals, and we just are at that point, right? So the first thing that we do that causes us to miss out on sales is that we're not targeting correctly. So I was asking a group in my mastermind recently, who do you not serve? It's really easy to say who you serve, but it's really hard sometimes for people to deliberately exclude groups from their marketing. And it's really, really painful for small business owners, especially if you're beginning, especially if you don't have cash flow. I'm talking like, you know, you probably feel like you've gotten stuck in a bear trap and you want to go gnaw your leg off to stop the pain, kind of painful. Ask me, because I've done it, right? Not targeting your audience well enough, not being super duper specific with your targeting, believe it or not, is costing you clients and costing you sales. And it's causing you to miss out on getting sales. And the reason that it costs you that getting sales and not being targeted enough and not excluding people from the search. And it's not that you're not going to sell it to them if they come to you. It's that you're just not deliberately marketing to them. There's a difference, right? You know, if you want to pay me to do a website and you're outside of my normal marketing targets, it's not like I'm going to tell you no, unless it's something that we really can't do. But, you know, I'm not maybe necessarily marketing to certain people, and that's fine. You know, I may not deliberately target restaurants in my business, but it doesn't mean that I would turn away all restaurants. It means I would probably have to get really creative to serve them, right? So, you know, be specific in your targeting, and it's painful. Targeting is the most important linchpin in our marketing efforts. And when people complain about not getting sales, the first thing I always go back to, and they think I'm probably nuts, is targeting. How are you targeting people? The second thing is no way to take money. No way to make a sale if you had a sale. You know, it doesn't have to be hard to take money from people. You just need Wave to be able to invoice them, or you need PayPal or some other form of way for them to give you money. Preferably, you've got some sort of a contract that, you know, binds you and them between your products and your services and says, hey, you gave me money for this thing that I sold you. But you don't need fancy schmancy systems. So a lot of times we put this barrier in our way towards selling crafts or whatever in the online world. Y'all, Square has a free website that you can do if you're selling crafts or you're selling stuff. You can sell stuff straight off of your Facebook business page if you really wanted to. So there's lots of ways to sell to people, and making payments easy is a phenomenal thing, right? But how many times do we make it hard for people to give us money? I mean, like, seriously, you're missing out on sales because you're just making it hard for people to give you money. And I know some people that don't take checks. I know some people who don't do this. I know some people who don't do that. Y'all, it is important that you give people lots of ways to give you money. If somebody wants to pay me by Venmo, I'm not going to sit here and tell them no. I'm going to find a way to take Venmo or the Cash App or everything. You know, find a way to take their money. If you're a coach, you can send them a PayPal invoice. It's free, or a Wave invoice. And they can pay you either by bank draft or by credit card. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Ditto for PayPal. Exactly. And Meg, I know you started with a Square site, and I've set up one or two for clients in the past, and it is absolutely phenomenal, right? But if you're missing out on clients because you're not able to take money, that's a problem. You know, it's a online world. So we've got to find a way to take money online, and we've got to find more than one way to take money online, because not everybody's going to be able to pay you the same way. I've had people who could only pay me internationally using PayPal, and that's okay. Absolutely. Money is money. I'll take it in whatever form they want to give it to me, as long as it's not fake. And I even participate in a couple of barter exchanges. I participate in itex.com, and I participate in BBE. And if you actually sign up with the code Haley for iTex, you actually get your first 3 months of membership for free. But it's about taking the money, right? You know, you just want to have a way to take money, to take clients, to do things, to make more in your business, right? Find a way to make it. The next thing is you're not asking for the sale. How many of us have done this? I've done it. I get really shy about asking people for the sale, or sometimes I feel oogie about saying, hey, you know, I know you're picking my brain and you're boundary stomping all over the place like a freaking mofo. Now would be a good time to offer me some money. And I don't really say that to people. I'm generally a lot more polite and a lot more politically savvy than that. But, you know, it's definitely a thing. People will want to ask you lots of questions, right? Especially if you do tech stuff, or if you have particular expertise, like you're an attorney or you're a nutritionist or you're whatever. People just want to ask you questions because they don't want to pay to go to the doctor. They don't want to pay to go to the attorney. So, hey, you're my friend. Here, let me ask you questions. And that's really hard for me because I want to be helpful, but I also have to set boundaries with people too. So when people are just picking my brain endlessly, I have to say, hey, thanks, that's my business. Would you like to book a session? And it's really hard. I mean, I'll be honest, it is not one of my favorite things in the world to do at all. I will also say sometimes I don't like to overly promote myself. Surprise, surprise, right? So, it's a real challenge getting the sale if you don't like to overly promote yourself and put yourself in people's faces. So it's a thing. And hey, Christine, good to see you. And Christine is like the anti-salesperson of life insurance, and she is amazing, y'all. If you don't have life insurance or you don't have life insurance on a spouse, you need it. I have a hella wacky situation in my household, and I'm not going to go into details, but Christine is helping me get life insurance on my husband, which is really, really cool. So if you need somebody who does life insurance, she is pretty darn awesome. So highly, highly recommend Christine, because she's probably not going to ask you for the sale. And I know my situation is like highly wacky. So trust me, I get that it's weird. I think it's weird too. So anyway, so other ways that you're not, getting the sale is not following up with people. This is one of the hardest things, right? 90% of our sales are in the follow-ups. I can't tell you how many people I have had to follow up with for months and years to be able to get the sale. OMFFFG. The number of times I have to follow up with people to get the sales is crazy sometimes. And, sometimes people will circle around me like a shark. They're like, I need a website, maybe I need Facebook ads, maybe I need Google ads. And exactly, right, Meg? And Christine, I appreciate you too. So, and hey, Kat, good to see you. But this whole follow-up thing, is a challenge, right? Yeah. Christine, you do have to get over not calling people. You have to follow up. And you don't really know when somebody is going to be ready because, I asked you one set of questions and then I went back, I did some budget analysis, I did some serious soul searching, and I'm like, here is the worst case scenario for me and likely for my family as well. So you want to make sure that, you cover the worst case scenarios, especially when you're dealing with stuff. So in your case, you don't know when somebody's going to be ready to actually buy life insurance, or you don't know when they're going to be ready to do other things. And it's a process of following up. Y'all, I hate following up. And one of the things too that I will tell you, as a digital marketer, sometimes I get really lazy because people fall in my lap. And that's not me being arrogant. I mean, that's just the reality of it. And sometimes, here's the deal. Tell me if you can relate to this. You get so busy that sometimes you just forget to follow up with people. And it's not that you're trying to drop them. It's not that you're trying to ignore them. It's not that you don't want the business. It's not that you probably couldn't handle the business. And furthermore, if you could do a better job of following up, you could probably hire 3 more people, but you just can't get there from here sometimes to follow up with them in order to be able to hire the 3 new people in order to scale the business to that point. So it's this hideous chicken and egg problem where we're not following up and we're not getting the sale and we're not doing enough following up because we've got enough stuff currently coming in that we can't even grow the business because, you get into this kind of tension kind of a situation. And just know that I'm right there with you. I mean, this is a challenge that I deal with all day long. Right. And, Christine, you're right. You keep a list of people you've spoken to or emailed them and never book an appointment. Right. Exactly. Every once in a while, you get one at the right moment in Kerblooey, right? And I mean, it's like a thing. And sometimes I generate so many leads in my business, I just can't follow up with people. And if they will touch base with me at all, if I'm trying to touch bases with them, I mean, I can grab them, but it's really, really hard sometimes to stay on top of it. And I understand just how hard it is. So please don't take me telling you to follow up as a criticism. I'm also just reminding myself to freaking follow up. The other thing too is, yes, your Facebook user, if you actually follow the instructions at the top of the chat, you can go to StreamYard.com and it will let you show up as the person or up as yourself. So if you do that, there is the thing to show up as something other than Facebook user. Yeah, you saw a theme, you're a rule breaker. There you go. The other thing too is, how many times do we just completely fail to make an offer, right? I don't know about y'all, but sometimes I feel burned out. I don't necessarily want to come across as spammy, salesy, whatever-y. And I just don't always make an offer, especially because, y'all, I'm doing lives like every day. I don't always remember to go, hey, join my mastermind group. Okay, I'm remembering to say, hey, join my mastermind groups. So I'm going to actually like post a link, and y'all can say I posted the link now, and you'll know that I at least said, hey, come join my mastermind group. And we're going to be talking about a lot of this stuff in the mastermind group about social selling and how to do some of this stuff online without seeming like super salesy and spamsy. But, there's this really cool thing that happens in our businesses. If you're doing one-to-ones with people, and the other thing, another reason that you're not getting sales is if you're not connecting with enough people. Christine is probably one of the best connectors I know out there. She does a lot of networking. And what's really cool is that she has a referral-only business as a life insurance agent. She doesn't have to pay for ads, but she drinks an awful lot of coffee. And I hear she really, really likes Farrowin's chocolate too, but I'm not sure. I'm just being silly. I know she spends a lot of time at Farrowin's meeting clients, but it's that out there networking with people. A lot of times we're not getting enough referrals in our business because we're not connecting with enough people. And right now in COVID, it's really changed how we are engaging, right? Are you scheduling one-to-ones with people? Are you joining 100 Coffees? Christine, I have an awesome Facebook group for you. It's called 100 Coffees. Are you scheduling? Are you friending people? Are you connecting with people? Are you commenting on other people's posts? And when I say, are you commenting on other people's posts, I'm not talking about, hey, baby, come join my MLM system. No, that's not what I'm talking about. Or, hey, buy some life insurance. If you come up to somebody who you don't know and go, hey, would you like a new website? You're probably going to get slapped. You can do that a few thousand times. You might eventually get lucky, but chances are it's going to take a really long time. So connecting with people. Are you actually connecting with people? And I got to say, it's really hard to be consistent about connecting with people. One of the things that I've learned in BNI, BNI is an international-based networking group, and I go every week, and we have to go every week or you get counted absence. And if you have more than a certain number of absences, then you get booted out of the group. One of the things I have learned is the importance of doing one-on-ones. And it sounds really strict, and it kind of is, but it makes more sense. If you are doing one-on-ones every week with people, and they say at least 4 one-on-ones a month, but it's actually a little bit more than that. You start building those relationships with people. And in fact, I will tell you, like, we have a CFP in our group, a certified financial planner, and now we have moved all of our investments to work with him. And he's becoming a really good friend. And he's been one of my best cheerleaders. I thought he was nuts when I first started this whole weight loss thing. Why are all these guys interested in my weight loss journey? And these guys have been like my biggest fans on the sidelines, like cheering me on. It's kind of almost embarrassing at times, but it's also really, really cool. And you start to build the relationships with people, and they become your best referral partners. I've got a guy in the group who does credit card processing. Of course, I refer to him for people to do credit card processing. It is about building relationships. I know he lost his wife in April, and we've been there for him. And we've done our best to support him. And he's got a daughter the same age as mine, as my younger daughter. And his daughter is at NC State, and mine's at Xavier. And it's really, really important to build those connections. It's not about having 5,000 friends. Not really. It's about having the right few hundred people in your network and really strongly connecting to them, because the more you can have that tight inner network, the more you can build those friendships, the more you can build really strong relationships, the better your business is going to do and the better your personal life is going to do. I'll be honest, when I started going through the latest rounds of absolute crap with my oldest, it's been this inner circle of friends who are around me now, who have stepped up and given me resources to deal with the mental health issues for my daughter. I never would have expected that in 1,000 years. I looked around my BNI group today as I was doing the 10-minute presentation, and I'm like, I'm doing business with you, and I'm doing business with you, and I've done business with you, and I built your website, and I built your website, and I built your website. And oh, by the way, I did business with you, and I still have admin access on your Facebook page. So can we please promote these other guys in the group on your Facebook page? And you go around the room and you realize everybody's a client and everybody supports you. And it is absolutely freaking miraculous. And it is wonderful. And that's where it comes from, right? Are you doing enough one-on-ones? Are you connecting to enough people? The other thing too is, are you emailing people? Are you following up? Are you staying in touch with not just like that inner circle of people, but like, are you staying in touch with people a little further out? And I'm not talking about, super formal email list. I'm not talking about doing anything super crazy, but are you sending out information? Are you connecting with those people on a semi-regular basis? Are you actually sending out emails? Emails, okay, if I have 6,500 people on my email list and I get a 30% open rate, well, I just had 2,000 people open that stinking email. So you think maybe that I might be inclined to do some stuff with that? I would say, yeah, I'm totally like doing that. And think about it, are you making it easy for people to buy from you? How easy are you making it for them? So, like I'm giving you guys a simple link to buy from me to do the Social Selling Mastermind. What is the Social Selling Mastermind? It is learning how to build a platform on social media, a connection network, a Facebook group or a Facebook page, or a network that you can then leverage and turn into clients, to turn into affiliate links, to turn into revenue. Because there's a lot of different ways that you can then monetize that network. And it's not that you're abusing people, trust me. I'm bringing more goodies into your world. One of the things I send out for y'all on the email list for when is, hey, here's this opportunity. Here's this other thing. Here's a really cool thing over here. Would you like to do this? And it's amazing what magic truly happens when we are out there connecting with people. And I have to say, I'm really excited about this, and y'all should help me hold Meg's toes to the fire just a little bit, because she's been talking about starting her email list for a few months now. And we've been talking about this since April. So I think it's about high time that she got her email list started. So yay, Meg. I'm really excited, but I'm going to check in with you tomorrow and see if you got your email list started. And, it's important that we stay in front of people, because the cheapest clients we're ever going to acquire are the people who have already spent money with us once. So, the goofy person who bought these silly F-bomb decals from you the first time is more likely to buy more silly F-bomb decals from you the second time, and the third time, and the fourth time, and the fifth time. I have a friend who owns a lingerie store. The people who come in and buy, expensive lingerie are probably going to keep coming back for more, because honestly, bras only have a lifetime of 3 to 6 months. It's what we have to do. And it's important that we, stay in front of people and remind people that we're here, especially in light of the current economic climate, and especially in light of COVID, because people don't always know, are they open? Are they not open? What are their hours? How are they communicating? And this is about survival, and it's about thriving in this crazy environment, right? I can't tell you how many times, like, I've gone to businesses lately and their hours aren't even posted on the door, right? Or they're just barely posted on the door, and you don't even know if they're still there or not. And like, I went down to a bakery this weekend on Sunday at 4:10 p.m. I expected them to be open till at least 5, if not 6, on a Sunday afternoon, and they were closing at 4 o'clock. I'm like, guys, let's get back to our normal hours and stay on top of things. But if they were using an email list, because I've been on their email list in the past, so I know that they at least used to have one, and they were saying, hey, here's our locations and here's our hours, I would be much more likely to go and shop there. Instead, what's likely to happen is, my husband and I were chatting about it, is, I'm going to show up a couple of times trying to buy from you, and I'm not going to be able to figure out when you're open and when you're not. So I'm going to go down the street and go to Publix rather than my small local bakery. And that's a lose-lose for all of us, because honestly, I know my small local bakery is putting more money back into the network, right? And into my local community. And I got to say, I love this. I could totally rock some F-bomb ornaments, let me tell you. And, Patty, we all probably need to email our list more, except for the people who are already doing it daily. That might be a little tiny bit of much. Meg, post your link for Christine so she can see it. But when we start talking about reasons why you're losing out on sales, are you making it easy for people to buy from you? Do they know what to buy from you? Y'all, I can fix a heck of a broken website. I also do a lot of marketing strategy with people. We do coaching. We do a lot of coaching to get you past that point where you understand, okay, so now I'm ready to actually do the Blinkin website. It's important that we do the coaching and we do the marketing pieces to get all of it to work together. Because my analogy is basically this. You talk about building a business. It's a lot like building a car. You need all the disparate pieces put together in order to have the car. If you take a steering wheel and a muffler and you put it in a bag and you shake it up and then you try to pour it back out of that bag, you're just going to have a steering wheel and a muffler at the end of the game. And they're probably going to be pretty dinged up. That's what happens when you throw just doing Facebook ads or just doing, any tactic into your marketing. It's not about tactics. It's not about Facebook ads. It's not about Google ads. It's not about a funnel, believe it or not. It's about understanding what the heck you're trying to do, why you're trying to do it, and actually putting a plan together to make sure that all of the pieces and parts work together. It's really a little bit more challenging than just throwing the spaghetti at the wall and hoping that it sticks. Now, I will tell you that a lot of service-based business owners, a lot of mechanics, a lot of, roofers, arborists, tree removal services, a lot of these types of businesses can just throw tactics at their business because there's a huge demand for people who provide those services. There's a huge demand for painters. There's a huge demand for, mechanics. There's a huge demand for these things. And honestly, in most people's minds, one mechanic is as good as another. So if you're throwing Google ads out there and you show up at the top of the list, you're probably going to do pretty well. And that's actually a strategy, right? You're outbidding everybody else and you're outspending them so that you can get enough people calling and walking through the door. But if you are a business coach in the online world, or you're somebody who's doing life insurance, it requires a little bit more subtlety and tact than saying, hey, I'm putting myself at the top of the list. hear everybody buy from me, because that's probably not going to happen, especially with coaches, especially with consultants. You have to have a relationship. People aren't just going to come into the mechanic that offers them the best oil change price, or the best tire prices. People don't tend to shop around in quite the same way for those types of business owners. They're looking for referrals. They're looking for word of mouth recommendations. So the shopping model changes dramatically, and it's important that we, stay on top of that, and that we be aware of that and how that affects different businesses and the mindset for each business. So with that said, check out the mastermind. Join me. I would love to have you. We started last week. It's been awesome. We've added a few more people this week, and we're going to continue to add people. And we meet on Monday nights at 8 p.m. It is live. Meetings are between an hour and an hour and a half, 60 to 90 minutes. And we ask people to bring in a problem so that our team can help you problem solve it. So our group coaching can help you solve your problems in your business. And then we have a private membership group where we're really focusing on helping you solve the problems in your business. I'm going to go ahead and pull a card. It is 10:31 p.m. and it is one of my Love Your Inner Goddess cards. So y'all tell me which card you would like for me to pull for you. I'm going to guess Patty's going to say top, and I'm going to make a wild guess and say that Meg is going to want the second from the top. So I am shuffling. Shuffling. Shuffles. Yep. Okay, so we got the top one for Patty, and we've got 7th from the top from Meg. And if anybody else wants a card, please let me know which one you want. Ooh, Patty. My. 4th one. From the top or from the bottom? This one is Patty's. Warrior Goddess. This is not a time to play it safe, nor is it time to allow another to take the lead in your life. You need to believe in yourself and trust that the instincts guiding you are correct. If you need to take action, do it. Speak up, say yes, say no, trust your inner truth completely. Be bold. The universe will answer your boldest actions with affirmation, and you'll move through the consequences of your actions with grace and courage, ending up exactly where you are meant to be. Yep, 2 or 3 times is pretty much nothing, right? From the top, 1, 2, 3. Okay, here's the 4th one. Interesting. It's always interesting when I'm pulling cards for other people, because I see cards that I never otherwise would see. Christine, this one's for you. It's called Magdalene. You can experience a feeling of being completely reborn, like a mythical phoenix rising from the ashes of what once was, the past completely burned away. It is not about forgetting the past, but it is the reality that the past doesn't have any hold over you. You're being given a spiritual blessing from deep within your heart to cast off anything and everything, without exception, from the past that does not bring you peace. The universe wants to take it from you, so let it go. There is now a brand new you, clean, fresh, and ready to start again, with the protective grace of the divine all around you and within you, shining bright and true. They have a way of doing that, Patty. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that there's always like an element of, you need to hear this in every single card. And it's just the order that we get them in. And this one's a new one for you, Meg. This is Moonchild. You have an opportunity to manifest something that you want very much. The divine wants to bless you with assistance to bring a cherished dream to life. Begin by admitting the true desires of your heart. Then you will need to let go of control as you trust enough to let it happen. You'll know you are really doing this because you'll feel scared at first. You'll wonder if it's okay to surrender quite so much. It is. Ask for what you want and need without any shame, guilt, or hesitation. Then relax and allow the universe to do its thing. So there you go. Does anybody else want a card pull before I put the babies away? Yeah, follow-ups are so important. Networking is so important. Asking for the sale is huge, and then giving people a way to buy from you. And it doesn't have to be super elaborate. You just have to have a way for them to give you money. Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, they all work. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. I love you guys so much. Thank you. Take care. It's fantastic seeing everybody on here tonight. Patty, Christine, and Meg, and Kat as well. So we will see you guys soon. Have a fantastic night. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.